Good morning. Deputy Fire Chief Jim Jessup, thank you for attending. Shortly after 1 o'clock this morning, Toronto Fire Services responded to the report of a fire at 29 Trethuri. Upon arrival, our crews were met with heavy heat and flame at the rear of the structure. Our crews made immediate entry to conduct our primary search. During our primary search, we rescued both an infant and a young female. I was informed a number of hours ago the infant has been pronounced deceased, and the young woman is still in critical condition in hospital receiving excellent medical care. Our crews immediately removed the infant and the female, transferred to the care of Toronto Paramedic Services, where life-saving measures were immediately initiated, and then they were both transported to the hospital. On behalf of all the women and men of Toronto Fire Service, I want to extend our deepest condolences to all of those that have been impacted by this extremely tragic fire, especially involving a young child. At this point, the fire is under control. Overhaul has been conducted, and we are currently conducting a fire watch. The investigation into this fire has commenced with the Toronto Fire Investigations Division. The Office of the Fire Marshal has been notified, and the investigation into the origin, cause, and tragic circumstances of this fire will be a joint investigation at this point with the Fire Marshal's Office, the Toronto Fire Investigations Division, and the Toronto Police Service. Again, on behalf of Toronto Fire Service, I want to extend our deepest condolences, especially involving a young child and this family. And I really want to extend my deepest thanks and appreciation to all of those first responders that attended this morning and had to deal with this situation. They did a fantastic job. Happy to take any questions.
No whereabouts in the house, the mother and the child will look?
At this point, there's not going to be much released pending the investigation. All I know at this point is firefighters made immediate entry. Primary search was initiated, and both the infant and the young adult were discovered.
Any indication where the fire started?
Again, that will form part of the investigation. I would tell you the bulk of the fire was at the rear of the house, but I'm not going to speculate on the origin or the cause of the fire at this time. That will form part of the investigation.
I've been told there were about maybe 5 people in this
Yes.
home.
It's been reported to me that there were up to 6 people in this house. The other 3 to 4 were not injured. They were assessed, and certainly they were not transported to the hospital, but that is the information I have as well.
Is he suspicious?
At this point, way too early to speculate. As I said, the Toronto Fire Investigations Division is on scene, along with the Toronto Police Service, and the Office of the Fire Marshal has been notified as per protocol, and the investigation will be a joint investigation between all 3 services.
The 5 to 6 people, they were a family?
I don't know what the relationship was. All that was reported to me is that there was up to 6 people in the house upon our arrival. Obviously, the young child and the mother could not get out. The other 4 were assessed on scene, and they're fine.
So it was a young child and a 19-year-old mother?
Yes. I don't know if it was the mother. All I know was it was an infant, and it was a young adult female. I do not know the relationship between the 2 at this point. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, this is certainly so heartbreaking. Okay, just an update now from fire officials on this fire that we're covering closely. Word from fire officials confirming the 5-month-old child who was suffering from critical injuries has died. We also know another young woman still in hospital with critical injuries. We heard from fire officials. They say that the bulk of the fire was at the back of the home. That seemed to be the focus when they arrived at the scene. Obviously, they'll be doing an investigation to determine the cause of this fire, what sparked this fire overnight, but just devastating news this morning, word of this baby who has died as a result of the fire overnight.